Yeah, good morning, Paul Satoshi. I feel you. Let's get this party started. I was just waiting for my software to boot it up. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this live stream. We first review the watch list and then we trade the market open every day. Hope everyone had a good Thursday. Today is Friday. What is it? It's the 3rd of April. It's 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got no, it's 9:16. So we had like another 14 minutes till the market opens at 9:30. The whole stream should be about 90 minutes. We'll wrap up between 10:30 and 11 a.m. Check the video description below for some FAQs and let's dive into it. Whew. Actually, see if my tea's ready. I've been kind of waiting to sip on this for a while. Nope, not ready. Peter, good morning. Mina, that's a fun name. Good morning. I don't think I've seen you before, or have I? Maybe you changed your name. Okay, so let's dive in. SPY, kind of check out the 5-minute chart. We're just about where we closed yesterday at 151.83. So should maybe be a little bit of a red open. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's kind of right there on the fence. I threw a few of our Leek gappers. Let's just quickly check them out from yesterday, just to like refresh our mind what happened here, because this was kind of interesting. Any PT totally got demolished. So good that anyone who was in that one cut their losses, really kind of consolidating near the lows. IO had a nice little run right here at about 1.72, found its bottom, then ran up. But you know what? Even a perfect entry and a perfect, okay, never mind, 78%. I was thinking about APT. APT had a similar move, and it was like perfect entry, perfect exit would have got you like 30%, which I don't know. That's pretty ridiculous. But this is pretty okay move. I mean, I don't know if I would have traded this one. We kind of wrapped up trading right near the perfect low, so I missed this whole move anyway. And then APOP from yesterday as well. Where to go right here? I got one more trade on it, and it was a sketchy trade. But APOP totally selling off as well. So like it's been kind of the theme is these gap and go overnight holding has just been very tricky. And that's why I avoid overnight totally, just so I don't even have to think about it. But yeah, sometimes it works out really good, but in the last few weeks, or I would say this week it was really tough with all these direct offerings. APOP, you guys saw this trade, nothing new here. I did make one more trade in the afternoon. Once I saw that 2.8 became double bottom support and we started moving to the upside, I had a constant limit order. I tried to enter here and I never got that entry. It would have been a nice 13% pump to the upside. Then I kind of kept my limit order here, and eventually we got a flash pullback. And I got I heard the noise. I checked my TOS and I was like, "Ooh, that is sketchy." I don't know why it flashed so quickly. I quickly got out for like a 2% profit. So I made like 30 bucks on this one, but that was really sketchy and I shouldn't even be doing it. And if you guys remember the recap video, I think it was actually from yesterday, I was talking a lot about getting a little bit more aggressive and some of the side benefits of trading a bit more in the morning. And that's if I have leftover trades, sometimes I have a little bit of FOMO that I need to use my trades I allocated for today, and then I'll start doing stuff like this. And that's one more reason to maybe get a bit more aggressive in these areas when I know like, okay, well this looks like a good setup, maybe I should take it, not just because it's a good setup, but also because, well, then I won't be trading in the afternoon. I don't know. That's a whole different discussion, but kind of interesting. And I talked about it a little bit in the recap video yesterday, kind of my thoughts on that. Keith, good morning as well. ECOR and THMO, your watchies. Nice. THMO, I actually didn't check that one out, so I'll throw that one up as well. So let's get started here with the actual moves, because looks like all the gappers from yesterday are just absolutely dead. And EC, so let's go to ECOR first. Try to wrap this one up in like 2 minutes. Let's see if we can do that. Because I sometimes talk about the first lead gapper a little bit too much. ECOR about 140% move pre-market. I think this was one of the biggest gappers, and I was like, wow, okay, that's looking pretty good. The float was 20 million. I write this down right now. It's kind of ridiculous to write this information down, but TOS doesn't show the float, and that kind of bothers me a little bit. So it shows the shares outstanding at about 30 million. Market cap 22 million, a little bit of volume yesterday. Let's go here and also just kind of pointing out the fact that, you know, it's holding its highs pretty well, except right here it's kind of selling off a little bit, which it's still in the reasonable range, I would say. And what was that high again? 1.8. So yeah, 1.8, big time resistance. I don't like that. I want to see us break above 2 pretty quickly. Big resistance here. You can see this resistance came in many times, 180-day moving average. It's always kind of a key area. I would probably argue that there's some really nice support here. Whoops, my chart's flipping around a little too much. That's my fault though. About 121. Maybe even 115. There's some really nice support in this area, so let's quickly go back. We're kind of pulling back to this area. I think out of the gates this could be really interesting to watch. It's a US medical and instruments and supplies, so I would say US healthcare. They do have a catalyst here. Let's go back. Authorized application to allow study and use of gamma core therapy to treat respiratory systems for the coronavirus. You know, it's kind of a big move for the fact that they just submitted an application. But that's just classic coronavirus stocks. Like anything coronavirus related, they just absolutely rip. Satoshi, no. Did you contact your broker? What did your broker say about that? So I don't know. Ecore, kind of interesting. News is questionable, but everything else looks fairly okay on it. At least it has a catalyst, so that's good. But 140% move is pretty strong. Right now we're pulling back a little bit, so you got to kind of count that as well. So we're only up about 70-80%. Honestly, buying at 1.2 might be really nice move out of the gate. I'm really thinking about that right now. Okay, so let's go to CAPR. So CAPR, I was a little bit less excited about. We kind of bottomed out here at 845. We had a pretty nice move pre-market, but the problem I have with CAPR is the chart. It just doesn't look really good. The float's 4 million, so that's pretty good. 9 million market cap. But this is not looking nice. I mean, kind of stuck under VWAP. At least it didn't sell off more than 25%. And I always say selling off more than 25% from the highs is really where the red flags start popping up much more. So I don't know. Could be good. Also coronavirus news, US biotech. Recent reverse split, probably a pretty ugly chart overall. Yeah. 2.5, big resistance. Bit of a gap down area here. Definitely $2 in general is just big resistance zone. A little bit of support, 1.55, I would probably argue. Support and resistance. So pretty clear whole and half dollar support and resistance on CAPR. severe coronavirus patients using his novel cell therapy. CAPR initiates compassionate program. Not sure what a compassionate program is. First in class biological therapeutics of pregnancy disease. 28 announcements. Two patients for leading healthcare center. Clinically stable. Well, that sounds good. It's not. It's. I mean, it sounds good. It's hard to say. Trading this one out of the gates. I don't know. I think a break above VWAP could be really interesting on this one. And APA, no, blowing over $2 today. Big resistance on high rated. Kivo is the one you're looking at. Where was that? THMO. Let me quickly just check it out. THMO. Yesterday I was so oblivious to APOP. You know, that was really the big mover there. Little light pre-market. I like to see these things at least 20%. So when I was going through the watch list this morning, no, it doesn't even look like. Actually, it was on my scanner. I guess I didn't pay too much attention to it. $4, big resistance on this one. Got rejected at 4.4. Yeah, $4 seems pretty key here, and then 4 kind of 9 area. And again, 440 seems to have a bit of interest in this. Could be good. Could be good. I don't know. I don't think it's a lead gapper. And what I always like to focus on is what is the #1 stock right now? What's the #1 small cap that looks the most promising that most traders are going to be looking at? So this one looks like coronavirus related as well. So we have a lot of kind of biotech coronavirus stocks pouring today. Still thinking what would be the best one. And, you know, I think ECOR might be the one just because, you know, if we break over 2, I think the space to move to the upside is the most. So I'm going to be looking for maybe a move here out of the gates. Probably with about $1,000 share size. CAPR, I don't know. I really don't like when these things sell off so aggressively and just kind of continue selling off. It could be interesting. Could be an interesting move here. Lower float on CAPR, so it might have more spikeability. On ECOR, we got to watch out. Much bigger float. So CAPR could be the one as well. I'm just going to kind of watch both here. Keep a close eye on them. Got another 20 seconds till the market opens. At least they're roughly around the same price. So I'll be using about 1,000 shares for either one. All right, guys, the market's going to open up here soon. So good luck, everyone. Maybe I'll get a little sip here of tea. Out of the gates, ECOR has a bit more volume. CAPR, nice move higher as well. Ecore is definitely probably the lead gapper. Looking for a potential entry here on this one, actually. If we get a little pullback to 130s, I think I would go long there. Going to put a limit order here for now. I don't really think we're going to get executed. but maybe we'll get a nice little quick pullback. Going to be a bit more cautious here. Put it to the 27s for now. See how this thing kind of plays out. I would like to wait for a 5-minute setup, but right now this could be a 5-minute breakout, 1-minute pullback. I'm just going to kind of watch it a little closer. We got the 15-minute EMA coming below. Just seeing if I want to get an entry here. $34. Markets are red a little bit. Big buyers coming in here at 30. Just kind of watching this. Never went down to where my limit order was at 31. Still kind of seeing maybe a better 5-minute setup. Having a hard time continuing ECOR. A lot of selling volume here. We got big resistance above on CAPR and ECOR. ECOR kind of holding this area pretty well. It's tough to say which one I would actually want to go into. ECOR has about twice the amount of dollar volume. 31 getting chipped away right now. Selling pressure is still there. APA selling off. A lot of stuff selling off, guys. Quite an aggressive pullback. I'm just going to quickly check the scanner here, see if there's something I missed. It looks like there's got to be something else moving. I think ECOR is still kind of promising. I want to keep an eye on it. Really like to be doing this on a different screen right now. ECOR, CAPR, XSPA. CEI as well, it's moving. Really rough open, huh? Very 120 big support in this area. I'd be a little nervous buying this one though right here. We got some big support at 25. We're right at some critical support zone. Let's see if we can identify some sort of reversal here on this one. This dip is really aggressive though. Whoo-wee! CEI, yeah, absolutely ripping it. Really nice pre-market move here. Ecore is pulling off way too much. Big support came in on this one finally. Could be a little bit too late though. I don't know. I'd be a little scared trading this one. You get halted on the way down. These dips are very hard to kind of time on these things. 1.2 was big support though. I'm kind of surprised we just dipped right under it. If we pull back again, I would probably be trading this one near the dollar though. For the lead gapper, I'm a little disappointed with it. Yeah, that open, Gideon, that open was really garbage. I totally agree. What was that? Ecore is still falling, guys. Merger plan on CEI. CEI's long-term chart's really rough though. I don't see this one really going much with anything. I almost feel more comfortable dip buying Ecore than I am with CEI. Wow, guys, watch out, man. Today is this is a really vicious open. VVPR tanking as well. Sub dollar. CAPR, kind of a similar open to ECOR. It's always the tickers are always got to be. The lead gappers always have the same ticker. It freaks me out. Why do they both have to end in R? This base doesn't look too bad. Ecore formed. I think there's a bit of a base here. Big selling volume on the open. 7% move on a perfect entry and exit. I don't know. It's just like it's not really screaming. You know, trade me right now. Look at those 5-minute volume candles. This could just keep selling off. I'm gonna definitely keep a close eye on this one because I found I had a lot of hope for this one. A lot of the former moves on it have been quite nice. It is on the backside of a bigger move, and you know how I feel about those backside moves. I've never really liked them. Big support about $1. Maybe I would trade this on a bounce, but if I did trade it on a bounce, I'd be taking profits probably 2 to 3 to 4 or 5%, 2 to 5%. I don't think I would hold this for a reversal since it's on the backside. No first green days. CEI is not very attractive, I think. I would maybe consider buying it in the 70s since this is roughly where we broke out. This is one of those companies where all of a sudden you get some really bad news or some warrants or there's something really bad going on. Ecore back at 122. I was really thinking about buying in the teens, and that would have been a really good idea. Kind of disappointed I didn't. Think. I mean, there's buyers coming back in on this one. It might have just sold off too quickly. I mean, Ecore, 140% gap of 20 million float. So that's a pretty big dip for such a float. U.S. healthcare submits, yeah, the news, you know, submits FDA application. Like, does that warrant such a big move? What I do know is there's a lot of traders looking for something to trade. And if there's something that shows potential, I think it has the potential to really be the big ripper of the day. So I don't want to discount that too much. Just got to look for that stock. Got to figure out which one that's going to be. XSPA, sub dollar, but making some pretty impressive moves here. Might have room to run to the 45. I doubt 50, but I would definitely give it 0.45. Big buyers on this one. Sub dollar. NASDAQ, so they probably got a NASDAQ warning already for being sub dollar. Recent reverse split, not too recent though. Maybe I'll just watch this one, but I really don't like the sub dollar. It makes a lot of traders not want to trade it, and then you get really weird performance from them. CAPR guys pulling up higher, just like ECOR was doing. Look at that pullback though. Oh my God. You know, you buy this thinking it's breaking higher, you want to buy the breakout pullback, and you just get wasted on the spot. Heiko back with the LK. Yeah, Paul, that's definitely true. A lot of trading was done pre-market today. Ecore's doing a nice little dipski ripski again, huh? I'd be careful with this one based on what we're seeing here. Buying this in like near between 103 and 107 might actually be somewhere interesting. Keith with APT. Yeah, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of APT because the way it moves is very slow. It's also way overpriced on what I'm looking for. It's been one of those stocks that's been running since like mid-January, and I don't know. I feel like it's a bit overplayed. I mean, perfect entry, perfect exit on this is 8% move. I don't know. It's really doesn't look like something I'd want to trade. But yeah, I mean, I missed it yesterday on that. But yeah, this is what I was talking about yesterday with APT. I don't know. I don't find it too great. Why is my screen so small? So yeah, this big move with APT, that's a 30% move, 34% move. And that would take you basically all, the greater part of the day to get that move. That's what I want to, I want to see something that goes 30% in 3 minutes. I'm still watching Ecore. At least you can see that it's kind of slowing down a little bit. It's kind of finding a bottom. I think another sell-off could be one of the last ones. Really thinking about some sort of buy around $1.05 could be really interesting. I don't know if it's going to happen. Also a little bit worried that they're just going to come out with some negative news. Such a disappointing open on Friday. I was actually really excited for today. Nice, Abby's. Good to hear. Day trading limits across the board, huh? Seems pretty common. CAPR. You know what? I'm just gonna kind of watch this a little bit. I'm just gonna check the scanner, see if something pops up. I have hopes that we might find something. I'm not giving up just yet. WTI, remember this one? Yeah. Offshore. Yeah, it's really not that promising of a day so far. XSPA pulling back as well. What would we even need to trade this with? Yeah, CEI had a really nice bottom bounce here and now ripping again. 26%, that's a nice move. That's what we were talking about. I probably should have got aggressive on CEI. You know, in hindsight, their long-term chart is just so rough. And then, but you know, they probably have a good bit of ways to move. I feel like this stock is hiding something really evil inside of it. Nice, Heiko. I think that's an interesting entry. I was just thinking of the same thing. XSPA. I'm not totally sure how I would trade this one. Looks like a little bit of resistance here. If it doesn't break back above VWAP, I'd be a little bit nervous. Definitely has a little bit of resistance there as we broke under VWAP with volume, and now we're pulling back and retesting it. Those are typically That's a could be a bit bearish actually. So as we broke a support kind of trend line, right? And now we're retesting that. Is this former support new resistance? Core's looking at Ecore. I think we're just gonna have to give this a little bit longer. I think Ecore or CAPR could still be really interesting moves today. A lot of times, if we don't have a clear, something that runs really nicely in the morning, the first 30 minutes, sometimes around 10 o'clock, that's when things start picking up for these. So I'm gonna, keep an eye out for this one as well. CAPR 4 million float, so this one could be a bigger mover, but still kind of trading under VWAP. US biotech doing some work with coronavirus patients. I mean, it sounded pretty promising. It's hard to decipher how the market's gonna trade that news. I'm gonna be on standby for either one of these. I'm gonna be ready to go. I don't know which one it's gonna be. Whoop, this thing's pulling off. Might try a little trade with XSPA. I really don't like the spreads on sub dollars. They make me a little nervous. So I usually only dip buy big pullbacks on on sub dollar stocks. So I'm gonna trade it with a smaller position size as well. The news on Ecore is they submitted an FDA application for something that could possibly be used for the coronavirus. It's a bit more news from yesterday. That's why they're trading so much pre-market. So this news came out right after the market closed. And that's why they traded so aggressively. So the move was kind of put in. But this was just the first leg up. You could say that this was the second leg up right here, and it was a failed move. But maybe it just needs longer consolidation, which is also something I'd probably... Aiden, MICR. I don't think I've looked at that one. $3 million shares. It's not trading enough. This is very low volume. Yeah, I don't trade stuff like this because you could just get stuck in this position against your will and be very upset for a long time. Ecore still pulling back here. Looks like XSPA might be pulling back a little bit more too. Good morning. Good morning, blockchain. Hope you're staying healthy as well. 115, look at that, getting sold into here. 417, scratching away. You gotta remember, basically at this point, every cent is basically a percent. And that's pretty intense. Satoshi looking at CRC. Woo! Yeah, it's looking pretty interesting, up 14%. Roughly the same price as everything else, huh? That kind of 1.3 area. Nice move. Somehow, you know, why is it pulling back so much? Everything's just pulling back so much. It's like everything's on the backside of a move somehow. Not too much volume today. Check out this volume today is not what you want to be seeing. Our typical gappers, the volume candle is just dwarfs the other one. So just be careful with CRC. That could just be kind of like a fake out purchase order going through. So that's why it's pulling back so much. Yeah, Boy Claws, good call on that. XSPA pulling back up here, back to 0.222. What is going on today? I'm still gonna give it time. I think things could start looking really interesting soon. I don't know when. I need to give my wrist a break. I need to buy a left-handed mouse. I don't know if I could use it, but I feel like I need to switch it up every now and then. Ecore has definitely a bit more attention based on dollar volume. I mean, CEI is kind of taking the stage mostly, and then APT as well. I don't know, APT is a bit, I wouldn't really say it's expensive. It just moves slowly. I don't like the way it moves. But yeah, I mean, we could probably get maybe like a 2% trade out of it. CEI, kind of missed that reversal, that bounce on it. Also not the cleanest. Imagine you bought this breakout here and all of a sudden you're down 18%. Pfft. No, thank you. Looks like TD Ameritrade is going to do some coronavirus news. I'm a little bit nervous that Ecore is going to be like an EPT from yesterday, which is, if you guys remember, we looked at it right in the beginning. It just, yesterday it kind of just sold off all day. You can get some nice bottom bounces on it, but that's just about it. Kind of looks like Ecore's. Pays just popped on your scanner, Satoshi. Bit bigger of a stock, but at $5 could be good. $5, some big resistance on this one. I wouldn't be surprised if the end is here. Oh, there it goes. Ecore, guys, pulling back. This first move was about an 18% dip. Still not seeing too much negative news on this one. I'm really surprised it's selling off so much. I don't know why it's selling off so aggressively. So on December 31st, Ecore came out with a 10K. I don't see any warrants or exercise prices in it, so that's good news. Yeah, I see you, John, with SBSW and NAK. Not really the stocks that I typically trade, but it could be interesting swings or something. I don't know. Gideon ZZZ, I feel you. Satoshi PAYS. Threw it on this scanner. Where did it go? I don't see it. There it is. Yeah, okay, still under. Yeah, kind of pulling back. Could be a good bounce area though. Looks like it's they received non-compliance from the NASDAQ. I wonder why. Maybe their market cap's a little low. It has been notified that it was not in compliance with the NASDAQ listing ruling. Failed to file a timely 10K. That's embarrassing. The company said it has since filed the 10K and expects to be ruled in compliance. Could be a really good entry. I would probably argue it below 4.6, like right below it somewhere. I don't know, 4.5 or something like that. Slow day, slow day. Nice. Thanks, Heiko. I was feeling like it was better today, but I wasn't sure. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 warnings. I already got 4 warnings from YouTube. The warnings is basically like the stream current bit rate is lower than recommended bit rate, which is weird because I'm only streaming. I'm streaming over the required amount, so I don't know. Could get a little entry here. NRZ, good bounce. Ecore pulling back. Don't really see a reason why Ecore is pulling back so hard, but there doesn't have to be a reason a lot of the times. I was kind of looking for maybe there's some news or something like that. Remember, all these stocks we're looking at are kind of on the backside of a move, and to me, that's always one of my least favorite things, and you kind of really understand probably a little bit better why that is. And today's just kind of a slow day because of that. Yeah, CEI could be interesting. I don't know. CEI has really big resistance above. Check out their long-term chart as well. I want to be careful here that no news article just comes out that's really, really bad. That's what my main concern is with ECOR. CAPR is still looking kind of interesting. Kind of similar setup. A lot of pulling back. I think once these start breaking above VWAP, that's when it's going to get really interesting. PAYS, not VWAP, but the 15-minute EMA. PAYS could be a good little dip buy here. I don't think it would be a phenomenal dip buy. I don't think we would get more than 2 or 3% out of it. It might already be over. I don't have a lot of hope for some of these moves that we're seeing. So I'm just being a little bit more conservative on them. XSPA is looking like it might be forming somewhat of a little bit of a bottom here, but Pay's still pulling back. I would like to see if this one breaks 2.5 and what happens after that. MFA. I'm not sure. Yeah, honestly, so far it doesn't look like we're gonna, I don't know, maybe get anything more than just a bounce on something like this on any of these trades. Not like the most exciting way to end the week. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? That's just how it is sometimes. The thing about trading that you just gotta remember is you're not really supposed to trade every day. You're only supposed to trade when there's setups, right? So right now we're kind of looking for setups. We're like trying to squeeze a setup out of these, which can get kind of dangerous. So, you know, it's totally fine if it's a slow day. It's a day to, you know, take a step back, maybe not trade and do something else. It's totally fine. And honestly, when we ran the scanners this morning, it probably was a good sign that today was going to be, I mean, we pretty much said it, like there's no really clear lead gapper. And if that's the situation, sometimes you could just, you know, call it a day right there and then. Martin, it is how it is. It is how it is. Woo. The volume on PAYS is so low. Look, the spread's pretty high too for where it's trading. $57 might break here. MFA, not too much percent gainer on the day, but here we go. Some movement. 47. $44 getting chipped away here. And that's actually where I wanted to buy it. Pulling back again. Wow, it's a serious sell-off. No news, really new news is coming out regarding this sell-off. Not too much buying action going on. There we go. A little bit of buying coming in on this one. Still not really budging. Ecore at 1.09. Yeah, market selling off a little bit here. Some buyers coming in on this one at 36. Pretty low volume though overall. That bounce is so weak on this one. It's kind of interesting to watch it, huh? Where do you think it's going to go? Maybe to the 20s? I don't know. It would need a pretty strong bounce for this to really be worthwhile. PEIX. Whoo, PEIX, what a little ripper. Also sub dollar. 60%. No news. Big move for the fact that no news. Could just be a little shorts getting squeezed or something. Still ripping up here. I would probably even give it till 50 cents. That's a big resistance zone right now. Boy Claws AL, yeah, wow, that one really found somewhat of a bottom, huh? Maybe. That is so much selling momentum on that. American Airlines. These guys have been getting crushed so hard in the long term. Pays is not bouncing at all. This could be a good double bottom on AAL. Wow, I really didn't think the day was going to be this slow. Usually there's almost always something.
CAPR doesn't look too bad.
Try to break lower multiple times and just kept on holding. Also, Ecore, it looks like this one may have found its bottom. Had a bit of a double bottom here, starting to move up. This could be the break. $110. Look at those buyers there. I don't probably see a move more than 5% out of this that I would want to trade, but right now it actually does look like we found somewhat of a bottom, and this could be a good little breakout trade from 111 to about maybe 0.2 or 119 or something like that. Take about 8 cents a share. That's not bad at all. Wow, the 10 just slipped away, huh? All right, I'll check those out. Just kind of watching Ecore a little bit longer here. This is a triple bottom right here. I'd watch out. This looks like it could break any moment. Yeah, M. Bonhor, yeah, I do. Every day the market's open. 106 is trying to hold, but I probably would not give 106 too much credit. I don't know. That looks pretty shady. Love them type for stocks. Yeah, I could watch stocks all day. Except these stocks aren't exactly something you'd stay up all night for. This is more like, do you have another, can I have another glass of wine, please? Kind of stocks. Market's still pulling down. This Camilla tea, guys, I don't know if you drink Camilla. Am I saying that right? But it's absolutely amazing. And it's supposed to also calm your nerves a little bit, reduce anxiety. And I think that's probably a better drink than coffee when looking at the markets. So you're just like, Ecore is such a slow mover, guys. Today is such an easy day to make mistakes. That's kind of why I haven't jumped on anything. XSPA, Heiko, if you're still in this one's recovered quite a bit. I was a little too conservative with that entry, or potential entry. 12% move, absolutely on fire. Really, really solid. Pulled back to former breakout zone and then just ripped. So good stuff on that. Yogi Tia Halswärmer. Das klingt auch gut. Love that one. CEI holding the uptrend. Interesting. CEI don't play. CEI knows what it wants. Wants to go higher. I think I'm going to box CEI in and look for a potential trade on it. I mean, it's probably the one that's most doing kind of anything in the right direction today. I'm kind of a little bit negative towards on it because look at the daily chart. I mean, this is really bad. There's probably so much dilution and reverse splits and warrants and horrible exercise prices on it that I just can't get too excited about it. And we already had one big failed breakout here. Heiko's in on Ecore. Heiko going all in. I like the buyers on Ecore as well. I don't like the triple bottom it had. We had one bounce here, another bounce here, and then third bounce here. But CRC, very choppy. 1.2 could be a nice little support zone on this one. Not sure why it's breaking out. Not a lot of volume on the day. Did it just come out with some bad news? Why is it selling off so much? Downgrades California Resources. Okay, they got downgraded. Including potential for bankruptcies filing. Oof, I was in a stock once when it got declared bankruptcy. Which company was that? I think it was STAF, staffing company. No, that was a different one. No, it was a restaurant company. It was the worst thing ever. I don't remember the ticker. And then it was delisted. That was the worst. Let it have a quad bottom. Looks like it's trying for a quad bottom. You might be lucky. Hey, did someone really steal your crab traps? I saw the thumbnail, but I haven't watched the video yet. It's on my watch list. Is that what you call it? CEI pulling back. This Shady stock. No, breaking up. It's breaking up. The alert said it was breaking to the upside, and I read it as it was breaking to the downside. That's how pessimistic I am. My brain just didn't even comprehend that it was breaking higher. Hey, but you know what the market likes to do? It likes to get people on the wrong side. So the more wrong I'm about CEI, maybe the more it's going to break out to the upside. I don't know. It's not for me. It ain't for me. Not to mention 1030 breakouts. Whew. I do them every now and then, but it's got to be a good setup. And I feel like somebody in the chat room or watching this video is in CEI waiting for it to break up. They're like, stop talking about it. Okay, Ecore. I'm still watching Ecore. Probably watching it closer than Heiko. Yay, yay, yay. 10 away. 10 away, yay, yay, yay. The way I look at it is every day you follow your rules, you're disciplined, you're sticking to your trading system. That's a win, regardless of what the actual goals are. Like, that's me, Alex. I knew somebody was in that one. Oh God, I don't want to laugh, but that's just funny. Every time I'm like trying to talk myself of entering a trade, I feel like somebody's upset on the other end. They're like, Alex, if you keep talking about this stock, penta bottom on Ecore, then I'll join Heiko. Heiko's eyeballs are touching the screen. It reminds me of an episode from SpongeBob, I feel like, where the eyeballs come out and they're just like touching the screen or something. I don't even know. Guys, I think Heiko might be right. I think this thing had a penta bottom. If that's the thing. Since it didn't break down here, which I was really expecting for a triple bottom, it's no longer a triple bottom. This actually looks like a higher low. I think this is going to break to the upside here. I might actually go long this one. This is looking pretty good. Oh, wow. Literally, as I was thinking about where I can enter, it freaking shoots past 12. So nice. If anyone entered on the 7, you took probably a little bit more risk, but at the same time, you had a pretty good entry. I'm going to look for an entry around 10. Not sure if we're going to get it. Nope, not going to get it. This thing's gonzo. Nice move, Heiko. All right, looks like we did get it. 110, got a little entry here. $109. So we finally had a little bit of green volume coming in on this one. We finally broke above the 15-minute EMA. We had a triple bottom that held, and then we had a higher low, which is looking good. This technically should have been, this kind of was the Leek gapper, but it didn't really perform too much. 140% gapping up pre-market, but then it just kind of sold off the rest of the day. Big buyers at 110 right now. But it looks like it may have formed somewhat of a healthy bottom here. I'm going to give this one a little bit. Right now we're only up 50% on the day, even though we were up 140% pre-market. They had the FDA fast track approval. That was kind of the news I was a little bit skeptical about, but most of the time on the lead gappers, there's always one or two things that are a little bit questionable. One other thing on this is the backside of the move that kind of puts me a little bit on edge, but we sold off so much that I think since the fact that there's not a lot moving today, look at that volume coming in here, just absolutely insane. This is going to be tough where I want to potentially close this trade. I've been thinking about it. We have a shoulder here at 116. I don't usually like holding past shoulders. And then we have 1.2 whole number, and then we got VWAP around 1.27. There's a lot of resistance. This could also, end the day above $2. You don't know. I'm not going to hold that long, but in the short term, it's sometimes tough, thinking where you should take profits on some of these stocks. Big question is, can we make that higher high right now? And that's what's trying to happen here. It would have to break past 215, and honestly, I would want it to break past 217. Looks like it's having some issues here, some selling volume really kind of picking up in this area. It's 10:38 a.m. Big buyers, though, kind of creeping in here slowly but surely. About a 7% move so far. I'm still waiting for this to have a little bit bigger of a move here. Again, there's potential resistance at 17, and 1.2 could be an interesting spot as well. This could be, just the bottom of a longer term, bigger move. We might see this on Monday at $2, but again, I'm not going to be holding that long. But it's always interesting, thinking all the different moving parts. Looks like it's pulling back here. We might even break under 110. But we got the 15-minute EMA coming in as support. Markets are still selling off a little bit. Ecore is just a very slow mover overall. About 10:40 now. A lot of selling volume. I think that's big buyers coming in now. Whew. That's what we've been waiting for. Boom! Big executions going on in the 113. Looks like buyers are back again in charge. I was already thinking about buying a bit more into this position. It's not a full allocation, but it's a decent one. So I had a little bit of a double top here, try to break higher. You can see there's clear resistance here at the 16. I think if we could break the 16, we might have a run to 20. That's the big question though. Decent volume though. So far, pretty decent volume. CAPR at 115. Markets are all negative 1%. Nothing too hot on that. This could be the break right now. We want to see 15 break. We really want to see 16 break. Get a little bit nicer of a run. 16's trying to crack. Buyers on the 16 for a second there. Looks like the volume is really starting to crank up now. We hit the 17, really, really nice. I'm out of this trade. Took my probably 5% profit on this one. I wasn't really expecting much more than that. I sold probably too early like I always do, but it was about one too many rejections for me. Here we go, 18. I could have really sold on the 17. That's what I wanted to do the whole time. Selling the, actually, I wanted to sell on the 18. But the reason I kind of got out is just constant just rejections and not a hot market. Congrats to anyone that had a nice profit on this one. Doesn't matter if it's you know, crazy blowaway trade, but I like the base hits. Looks like 116 is really starting to build up some really solid momentum now. I seem to always get out right before some big spike happens, but that's just how it is sometimes. Nice. So walked away with one trade today. At least we got one. $68 profit, not too shabby. I'm not sure if we're going to do another trade. I had an entry on XSPA, possible limit order, but it doesn't look like it's going to really amount to much. I'm going to go ahead and remove this one. CEI, rip to the upside. Looks pretty good. Ecore having some issues here. Slow down a little bit. Nice, Peter. Yeah, I mean, it was really tough to know when to sell this one. I think there's definitely still a run left in it. And this could just be the beginning, right? This could just be the beginning of a bigger move. I really felt like I was selling too early, but I hate, really, I don't like when I'm up 5-6% and then I sell for a -1% or -2% loss. And it happens over and over again. Like every time I don't do that, that's I don't know, that's when it happens. So I've become a little bit more conservative. On that aspect. Hey, Tommy. I appreciate that shout out. Yeah, Tommy, that's super true. That's how I feel about it. Corey, Alex starts scaling out. Yeah, Corey, you're definitely right. You're gonna probably see me doing a bit more scaling out. On these bounce trades, I don't know, maybe. Definitely on breakout trades, I want to scale out. Things that can move 10, 20, 30, 50, 70% in under 10 minutes. I definitely want to work on scaling out a little bit more. Not the most volume today in the small cap world, so I would say Ecore being the lead gapper. Maybe you could say CEI. I mean, Ecore only has $24 million of dollar volume, or yeah, of volume. OMI. So just not really the biggest volume here across the board. OMI, when was I trading this one? Looks like I have an alert on for it. Big resistance here. Oh, okay, yeah, I remember I wanted to potentially trade this around $6. I'm gonna put another alert on this one. CEI new high. I wonder where it's gonna go. Big buyers on this. Big buyers on Ecore at 112. Huge stuff. CEI. Yeah, new high of the day right here. That's what Satoshi means. So former high was around 2.57 or something like that, and then we just broke above that. Having a little bit of a pullback, but honestly, CEI could just keep ripping. I mean, these are kind of the patterns we look for. You know how I feel about CEI though. I don't think I can get myself to trade it. But you know, if this was the pattern we were seeing earlier in the morning, not like right before 11 o'clock, I'd probably be getting aggressive with CEI. But I don't know. Maybe on a different stock. Nice, Proud Dad. You did good on that one. Same with you, Cody. You were in that trade. Victor, what is my $25,000 challenge? So I don't really like goals and all that stuff, but I basically, since the pattern day trader rule is such a big rule in the day trading world, I decided to make a small account challenge where I'm going to challenge myself to grow an account from 4,000 to 25,000, or not necessarily grow the account, but have profits of over $25,000, and that's, you know, including the losses. Because I pay myself about 25% of last month's profit every month. So probably by the time we hit an account size of about like 20K, the challenge will be done. And that's a $25,000 challenge. So yeah. Because then we could move our funds to a margin account and we could start trading a little bit more aggressively. We could start we'll have total freedom, right? We won't be limited to either the cash in our account, or we won't be limited to the 3 day trades per week. That's why it's kind of like the $25,000 challenge. I have a whole video that goes really into detail about it. Scale my sell. When I first sell, I sell 50, then I move it up. I hit my next target 30. I do the 50, 30, 20 rule. Always better make profit that way. Interesting. When you say 50, I'm guessing you mean 50%, right? Yeah, that's an interesting strategy. I would probably do it in lots just because I'd be too lazy to calculate. So I'd probably do like, I don't know, if I was in with 1,500 shares, I would have like, the $500 sell order. And then I would just say like join ask once, join ask twice, join ask. But everyone's different. Everyone has different style and personality strategy. Gotta figure out what works for you. I don't really like having my limit order here anymore. I might remove it any moment. And for everyone that's watching, just know that if I have a limit order on the screen, doesn't always mean I want an entry there. A lot of times I'll have a few stocks I'm watching and I put limit orders, really low limit orders. I don't think the price is going to go down there. But I like when I see the stocks that I want to trade right here in this account, and it's not the best way to do it. It's a little bit kind of a shady setup in terms of like efficiency. It's not the best. Shady's not the right word. It's not the most efficient way to do it, but it's kind of like my hack. Look who it is. Alan Winter. It's a good fun challenge, and we've almost actually doubled our small account challenge account. We already took $370 something out of it, so we're getting close to breaking the $7,000 profit mark. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Really unfortunate because this week I think this is going to be a red week for me. Probably the first red week in quite some time. It was really that TOPS limit order I had overnight. I didn't remove it for some silly reason. And then I got the company came out with the direct offering. Oh, it was so painful. It was like instantly the stock crashed 60%. And then I had a really low limit order. We actually got a dip buy on it pretty okay. But then the price kept pulling back, and I didn't know I had the limit order because it was overnight, or it was not when I was online. And then I had to sell that for a loss. That was a disaster. It's even worse because it wasn't even part of the small cap challenge. It was like a leftover limit order from the trading day before. Alex, remember to leave some money aside for Uncle Sam. Well, for the $25,000 challenge, it's not going to be a problem. But yeah, that's always a good point. I do a lot of my trading in my IRA account though, which is nice. You avoid that kind of tax liability. Here we go. So this is the break that I was kind of waiting for on ECOR, the 1.20 break. This is looking good. And I wanted to kind of average down back into this trade actually in this area, but I kind of didn't do it. So that's a big mistake on my end. Let's see how this one goes. This could be a really good rip. Yeah, Satoshi, that makes sense. Oh yeah, buying this breakout. If I was a bit more of an aggressive breakout trader, I would have probably bought the 120 and be selling into the, I don't know, 145 area. But that's not really my style. I'm trying to get more aggressive as a breakout trader, but yeah, Boy Claws, that's so true. CEI is kind of keeps amazing me as well. I didn't really expect it. Looks like this one's going to eventually probably have a blow off top. Really ran much higher than I expected. Could be a great dip buy at one point if it pulls back really fast. What else we got? CAPR. This was our second lead gapper that just totally got crushed. You could see that, you know, once people were like, okay, well, we got to focus on one of these stocks. They're both kind of not doing much. And I think everyone just left CAPR. And look at this period from like, I would honestly argue from like 10:15 to, I don't know, like 10:50. That's 35 minutes. There's like no trading at all on CAPR. That's why we don't trade low volume stocks, because you will get stuck in a position that you regret, and then on these pullbacks you can't get out, and before you know it you're down like 5-10% and you still can't get out of the stock sometimes, or you have to sell into a very unfavorable bid. So yeah, we don't trade those. CEI is trying to get everyone with a hint of FOMO to join. And it's working, because I feel like I need to join CEI. Joining CEI around 45, I think, would have been a good move, because this is where we really had a nice breakout. We had a nice little pullback. Because this is big time resistance in this area, and we finally kind of confirmed that we can hold and move on higher. That's a 17% move. That's pretty sweet. I was a little bit too biased on the downside with CEI because of that chart. I think that was my problem. I mean, yeah, it's a bad chart. Wait, where's my volume? Why isn't my volume not showing up? I'm not sure why my volume was not showing on the on CEI. That's what happens when you look at sketchy stocks. Weird things happen. Satoshi, nice. 10K. Wow. So on the simulator, just sold another 25% of mine. Keeps going. Not able to day trade, yeah. The pains are real. It's like growing pains. I don't even know, what would you call that? So yeah, we finally hit this kind of 25-24 cent area. It's impressive that really ran. Markets are all recovering a little bit. I really should have re-entered in this area. I kind of wanted to. I don't really know why I didn't. I'm trying to think why I did not. I couldn't even give an answer to that. It was looking pretty good. We could have easily entered right here as we were breaking the former high. Bought on this 119 area, took about 4% profits. Heiko, if you're still in XSPA, this one had a recovery that was really impressive. %30. Yeah, I remember that, Satoshi. This was a rough week. I think a lot of us made some mistakes this week. These weeks are flying by. Yeah, Satoshi, which ticker was that? My big loser was TOPS. Which was yours? SRNE. SRNE. I like the price range with SRNE. I don't like the resistance at 2.5. 10% move. Nah, it's not really too interesting. Oh, I can't stop yachting. I think it's time for me to make a coffee. And get ready for a few other things. I think probably we'll wrap it up here because I think at this point my eyes are getting tired and I probably would be making mistakes soon. I do think ECOR could be a good another trade. I don't know exactly where that trade's gonna be. And I'm just thinking, you know, where could this good setup be? Maybe if we break above VWAP here, this could be a really good setup actually. And the whole time I was thinking in my mind, like, wow, I really sold this too early. I was thinking like, you know, we didn't really have a big runner today. So there's probably a good chance that one of these stocks kind of does a little afternoon rally. I don't know if it's going to be Ecore. I don't know if it's going to be anything. Ecore could just sell off the rest of the day because it's already on the backside of a move, but I don't know. Could be something. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap up there. Keith, have a good weekend as well. Abis, I'm happy for you almost reaching your goal. I hope you reach it soon. Boy Claus, I'll see you next time as well. I'll see you guys in the recap video if you guys need something to watch with a glass of wine while you're quarantined or beer. So guys, till the recap video and then till first thing on Monday, I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, wash those hands. Yeah, guys, make some awesome trades if you keep trading. I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao.